Meet Jimmy, a boy with a big dream. He loved the cold weather and looked forward to Christmas every year when he could build snowmen and play in the snow. But as the years went by, Jimmy noticed that the weather was getting hotter and the snow was melting faster. He became worried about the future of the planet and decided that he wanted to do something to fix the climate change. Jimmy shared his idea with his neighbors, but they laughed at him. They thought it was silly for a young boy to try to fix something as big as the climate. Even the neighborhood kids who used to play with Jimmy began to bully him and make fun of him. They called him crazy and a dreamer and said that he should just give up. At first, Jimmy tried to ignore the bullies and keep working on his dream. But as the years went by and he saw little progress, he began to doubt himself. He wondered if they were right, and he really was too young and too inexperienced to make a difference. One day, after a particularly tough day of bullying, Jimmy decided to run away. He didn't know where he was going or what he was going to do, but he couldn't bear to stay in a place where he wasn't accepted. As he wandered through the woods, feeling lost and alone, he heard a strange sound. It was the sound of a bird, but it didn't sound like any bird he had ever heard before. Jimmy followed the sound and found a beautiful, multicolored bird perched on a branch. The bird looked at him with wise, knowing eyes and spoke to him in a gentle voice. "Jimmy," said the bird, "I know that you're feeling lost and alone right now. But you have a dream that's worth fighting for. You want to fix the climate change and make the world a better place for everyone. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it." Jimmy looked at the bird in amazement. He had never heard a bird talk before, and he didn't know how it knew about his dream. But the bird continued to speak. "Remember this quote, Jimmy. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. A man who believed that one person can make a difference. You can be that person, Jimmy. You can make a difference." Jimmy felt a surge of hope and inspiration as he listened to the bird's words. He realized that he didn't have to let the bullies and doubters get him down. He could choose to believe in himself and his dream. With a newfound sense of purpose, Jimmy returned home and began to work on his idea for fixing the climate change. He researched and studied and talked to experts. He worked hard to build a revolutionary solar panel that could harness the power of the sun and convert it into energy to power his town. And finally, the day came when Jimmy presented his product to the community. The solar panel was immensely more efficient at low cost that was affordable to all of the community. His neighbors were amazed and inspired by his project, and they all worked together to build a more sustainable future for their town. One day, Jimmy was invited to present his idea at a big conference, and he was thrilled to be able to share his vision with the world. As he stood on stage, looking out at the crowd of people who had once laughed at him, Jimmy remembered the bird's words. He had chosen to be the change he wished to see in the world, and he had made it happen. And the snow began to fall again, just in time for Christmas. Jimmy had achieved his dream and proved to himself and the world that anything is possible if you believe in yourself and never give up. As he looked back on his journey, Jimmy realized that the mystery bird he had met in the woods had given him more than just a quote. It had given him the courage to believe in himself and his dream. And even though he never saw the bird again, Jimmy knew that it would always hold a special place in his heart. So who is Jimmy? Jimmy can be anyone who has a big dream and believes in themselves. Jimmy can be you. Jimmy can be me. Jimmy can be all of us. I have a dream. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Believe you can.